Today's morning coffee vinyl side. Burl Ives, Cheers, 1959. Ever since learning of Burl Ives' testimony before the House Un-American Activities Committee, HUAC, in the early 50s, I've been conflicted in my feelings about him. That he cooperated to save his career, I understand. I get self-interest. I get survival. But equally, it's in your self-interest to be able to look in the mirror and feel true to the image looking back at you. Ives clearly traded what remained of his self-respect for the opportunity to earn coin. That's a hell of a thing. This 1959 album features Burl singing a mixed program of folk songs on the novelty side of the spectrum and several selections from the early days of Broadway and film, and I couldn't be less interested. I've no desire to hear Ives sing quaint little comedic ditties while I imagine him doing jazz hands and ask that we not linger at the curtain. It's a shuck and jive, and I don't abide. But what was he gonna sing? Songs about the labor movement? About social reforms or collective agriculture? Not very likely. And it's not that I've never questioned myself before the mirror. I often fall short in that reflected image. It's what you do after that counts. Today's a big work day, a big work week actually, lots on the go. And of course I'm approaching a date that is significant to me, the anniversary date of my father's death, who we lost in the year 2000. In the few years before his death, my life was perhaps at its most darkest place. My first marriage had collapsed in just the most horrible and trying circumstances you could imagine, which involved alcohol, mental illness, and infidelity on my partner's side of the equation. I was deeply wounded and in pain, tearing myself apart from the inside out, and my father told me this. He said, "Go to the mirror." He told me that every day, with whatever life is thrown at him and was throwing at him, he stands before the mirror and looks at himself and announces, "I'm Ben Goebel." He did this affirmatively, strengthening his resolve and being bolstered by the visage staring back at him. He never questioned who he was or allowed himself to walk away from that mirror with doubt. He used the moment to affirm everything, himself and himself in the maelstrom that was life. Being accountable to yourself before the mirror was where he made his stand and found his strength every day, all self-affirmed. I've never forgotten that lesson.